So our Airbnb guest got here and canceled within 5 minutes and just left. So there was no way that she could stay somewhere like this because she saw this. And she got in her car and drove away and left.
I mean, can you blame her? You're actively displaying a sign for a pedophile. For a f***ing pedophile. If you knew anything about business, you would know to keep politics out of your business. So yeah, you're f***ing broke.
You guys are never happy. Never f***ing happy. You guys are the very party that is like, well, if you don't like it, leave. And then when we do, you're like, not like that. Make up my f***ing mind. You don't get it both ways.
Car and drove away.
Hey, maybe she was gay. Or trans, or ace, or any other letter in the rainbow alphabet. Maybe she's an immigrant, or related to immigrants. Maybe she lives in a floodplain in Texas. Maybe she's got a kid who's going to go to school, and there's not going to be a Department of Education. Maybe she's on Medicaid, for now. Maybe she's a woman who wants to be able to decide what to do with her own body, and also doesn't like rapists. Or maybe, just maybe, she's a person who has basic human empathy for all of the above and doesn't want a single cent of her money to go to somebody who will just turn around and donate it to the Mango Mussolini. What some of y'all don't seem to understand is that the Trump flag in 2025 is a symbol of hate. It's right up there with flying a Confederate flag or a Nazi flag to a whole lot of us. And if the only way that you're gonna understand that is that it impacts your business, then awesome.
The only problem that I have with this video is the fact that that person probably won't be able to get their money back. Because I'm sure they paid already for it, and they probably won't be able to get their money back. Though, I mean, if you said it was all-inclusive, maybe she could get her money back for false advertisement, because we know how you guys are about inclusion.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for choosing us today. All right, today's episode is really hilarious because a MAGA Airbnb host is furious after her guest actually left within 5 minutes of getting to her B&B. And you know, she does this whole pan in the video about her premise. It's actually beautiful and cozy, you know, a farm around, and guess what's in the compound? A Trump 2024 Vans sign. And she seems to be confused about why, you know, the guest just left within 5 minutes of getting there. You know, people are roasting her on the internet. They're actually telling her maybe the guest was trans and, you know, they don't agree with your value. And why do you actually mix politics with your business? Yeah, you effed around, you finding out. This is exactly what you voted for. You wanted MAGA. So I guess even for your business, you better get MAGA customers, or else everybody is just gonna be living like that. Let's take a look, guys. I'll be back with more commentary after this.
So our Airbnb guest got here and canceled within 5 minutes and just left because she saw this.
I don't really understand why you're acting confused on why she left. You don't think she felt a little bit unsafe maybe staying at an Airbnb with a Trump sign displayed? That would make me feel unsafe. A Trump sign is not just about a political preference. It's more like a hostile symbol representing misogyny, homophobia, racism. And having that sign displayed at your Airbnb is basically saying, hey there, I support a man who brags about assaulting women and encouraging violence. And so when a woman books an Airbnb and sees that, especially if she's alone, she's not thinking about politics. She's thinking if she'll be safe if something goes wrong. Does the host believe in consent, or if I have the right to make my own choices about my own body medically? And if the person doesn't believe in any of those things, how could they possibly be a safe host? And if it was any person of color or a member of the LGBTQ community, a Trump sign is basically saying you're not welcome here. So showing that you are loudly aligning yourself with a man that has mocked and threatened and literally raped women naturally would make someone afraid or nervous about staying there. And it's not really hard to understand that you're just not a safe space. And by the way, what is with the sign anyway? The election is long over. It's weird.
So our Airbnb guest got here and canceled within 5 minutes and just left. So there was no way that she could stay somewhere like this because she saw this. And she got in her car and drove away and left. until we were sad.
I love her handle is Outskirts of Heaven, but it looks like the belly of hell. Wonder why someone would show up to your Airbnb and leave because they saw a Trump flag. Maybe it's because the person who rented your property has human fucking decency. Putting a Trump flag out on your residence shows that people are not welcome there. The majority of people are not welcome on your property. You have a nice, beautiful looking property, but you have decided to sully it and put an ugly mark on it with that Trump flag, indicating that you're a racist, that you're a bigot, that you're hateful, that you're in favor of breaking families apart, that you're in favor of punishing the poor through these tax bills. It shows that you're in favor of continued systemic racism, that you are against gay, trans rights. That is exactly what that shows. I would not want to stay at a property like that. If somebody had a Trump flag, I would be furious, and I would not want to give them a dime of my money. I would be emailing Airbnb right then and there and saying, this does not present a safe location for me and my family. I do not want to associate with Trump supporting businesses, and that's what you are. I don't care how little the flag is. I don't care where the flag is. She said, oh, it wasn't even on the Airbnb residence. It's on your property within sight, and it shows what type of son of a bitch you are. It shows that you support a rapist felon who wants to tear families apart, who is a absolute racist, bigot piece of shit. So yeah, you can go cry and Joey can be sad, but we don't give a shit. I would have had the exact same reaction.
Well, as she should have left, because if that's who you supported in the election, and if that's who you are continuing to support by your obvious display of keeping the sign out there, then yeah, you have done a great service to the public with not only your sign, but your video. And I think it's great because now everybody knows where not to spend their money. So thank you for that. And to everybody else who continues to support Trump and Vance, if you own a small business, please put your Trump Vance signs out, because we who don't want to support you would love to know where not to spend our money. Have a great day. Good doing no business with you.
And she got in her car and drove away.
I would have done the same thing. Fascists like you do not deserve our money, do not deserve our patronage. Who the fuck do you think you are, you white supremacist cunt? If you want to bask in the present fascist hellscape, you deserve nothing but scorn and rebuke. If you want to celebrate a world in which immigrants are torn apart from their families, go fuck yourself. In fact, I think that if people like you want to be unapologetically fascist, you should probably put that on your Airbnb listing, because it's false advertising for you to have this idyllic landscape only for you to have that hideous, odious sign of Hitler 2.0. You stand for scummery, and you are a fucking scum. Don't cry a river.
Alright, you know what's really surprising to me is that this lady seems to be surprised. Well, you F around, you find out. You had a chance to vote for inclusivity, but you didn't, because you wanted, immigrants to be deported, you wanted trans to be denied their rights, and you did not want to vote for anything inclusive. Well, I guess even your guest has a chance and a choice to actually choose what she wants and where she wants to spend her days. Maybe she's an immigrant who feels, it's personal that you have that sign on your premises, and because she has maybe a relative that has been actually deported because of your choices. Yeah, this is exactly what you guys are getting. You're reaping what you sowed. You effed around, now you're finding out. But let's keep watching. I'll be back with more.
Oh, so now you want to take the sign down? Nah, baby, leave it up. Fly it high. That's your brand, remember? You wanted folks to know you were all about that freedom of speech life, weren't you? Don't tuck your tail now just because people told you they don't want to possibly die and feel unwelcome in your farm of bigotry. See, that's freedom of speech. People telling you, hey, no, thank you. Hold the racism, please. It's their freedom of speech, that freedom of speech that you love to support, that they're using when they tell you, nah, baby, we good. You can keep MAGA farm for yourself. Cause let me make it crystal motherfucking clear, okay? This flag does not just say pro-Trump. This flag says not safe if you're black, not welcome if you're queer, and be careful if you're brown, Muslim, progressive, or just trying to mind your motherfucking business in peace. We already done seen the blaring red flag. You don't get to paint it over, right? And then call it a pastel. You wanted to be bold, so be bold with your whole chest. You was proud before the cancellation. You had it right there for everybody to see. Now why is it a problem that people are seeing it just like you intended? That's why you bought it. That's why you hung it up. You were so loud and proud. Don't start whispering now that it's affecting your money. Because baby, we're not canceling you. We're identifying you. This is a warning label, like a whites only sign. You might as well add a whites only water fountain too. So please don't take it down for us. Leave it up. Leave it up so we know to swerve right on past your farm. Leave it up with that same energy your ancestors had when they were putting up the sundown signs, the Jim Crow signs. Keep that same motherfucking energy. Because you had all of it until it started affecting your business. Because this, what you're doing, talking about, I'm going to make a new TikTok, guys, and I'm going to take the sign down. This is damage control, not a change of heart. And baby, we see you.
So this creator came online and said that her Airbnb guest literally canceled 5 minutes while they were there because they saw this. I too would cancel my fucking stay. I too would cancel my fucking stay, because why the fuck would I want to stay at a place where you obviously don't give a fuck about people that look like me? Like, the fuck? Yeah, I don't care if I lose all of my motherfucking funds. I'm canceling on fucking set. I don't care if you have the most beautiful background or the beautiful fucking landscape. The scenery itself looked beautiful as fuck, which is the reason why I watched the whole video, because in my mind, I'm like, damn, that shit looks cozy as fuck. And then you showed us this dumb thing. Yeah, I too would have canceled my motherfucking stay. It's not about the money. It's about the principle. About the fucking principle. And you, like, no shit. No shit. I don't fucking feel safe in your fucking house when you're sitting here, like, and you're sitting here asking, like, oh, well, I don't know why. And I'm so sad, bitch. You're sad because somebody canceled, but you don't give a fuck about the families that are being fucking torn apart? I bet you don't give two fucks about them. You sitting here saying you expect us to feel sorry for you? I hope somehow she was able to dispute that motherfucking charge. You weren't able to get paid at all.
Your Airbnb guest got in her car and drove away, as she should actually have done, because it's fair enough for her to choose who she wants to associate with. It's fair enough for her to choose where she wants to spend her money, because as it was fair for you guys to actually choose who you wanted in office, it's also fair enough for her to actually choose where she wants to spend her money, because you don't share values. You don't share values in terms of, thinking inclusivity, because you don't have a right to think that she should actually be inclusive with you guys and spend her money in your businesses. No, you don't have a right to that. Yeah, you had a chance to actually vote for that, but you did not. Well, a lot of these MAGA are coming here, feeling depressed, looking for sympathy, furious about what's happening to them. Yet you want to lean on the left with your rant here online, because what you're ranting about is treating everybody the same, but you do not want to do that. You voted for deportations. You voted for mass deportations. You do not want immigrants in the country. Maybe she was an immigrant. Maybe she's the daughter of an immigrant and someone in her family was actually deported because of your decisions, and she doesn't want to associate with you guys. Maybe she's a trans. Yeah, she's in the Rainbow Nation and she doesn't feel safe to be in your premise, and the funny thing is that the premise is actually beautiful. I have to give you that, because a lot of you guys have seen that video. It's really green, it's beautiful, top notch, and the only problem is that you have a very, very bad marketing strategy. You don't do that to your business. This is exactly why you don't mix politics with business. Yeah, you do that, that is what exactly happens. Yeah, things get personal. They stop actually being about business and they get personal. And there are a lot of people who are very, very emotional and personal with such things, with such flags that you have, in your premise, in your Airbnb. And as an Airbnb host, you should have known better. And this is not the first case, because we have seen a lot of cases where, MAGA people, MAGA farmers, MAGA construction owners, MAGA, in businesses, losing a lot of money, claiming bankruptcy. Why? Because they did not actually make the decisions that were best for their businesses. They actually did everything out of emotions instead of being strategic, instead of being and acting out of the interest, the well-being of your business and your business surviving. Yeah, and as a good businesswoman, as a good business person, you should not have such a bad marketing strategy. You should not have such a Trump, flag in your premise, because you know that the app that you're using, someone is gonna come around and they're gonna book your place, and they're not gonna feel happy or comfortable about staying in your place. And exactly what happened to you. You F around, you find out. And I guess she is gonna try to take that down, because I know the only thing that these stubborn people actually understand is when it hurts their pockets. Yeah, I know she's gonna take it down, but yeah, I guess it is what it is. It taught her a lesson. What do you think about it, guys? Let me know in the comments down below. It's really hilarious, and she's furious for nothing. Let me know in the comments. I'm your presenter, Joel Mugisha. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing, hitting that like button. See you on the next episode.